This is Cobalt Z, and welcome to episode 3 of my favorite ships in Pirates of the Burning Sea. Here we have the level 20 Posti Frigate. You will notice right away that this is the first ship we have looked at that actually has 20 main guns, 10 aside. Accordingly, it's a fair bit longer. It still has a sort of open-ended aspect like some of the ships we've seen. There's a little bit of an enclosed poop deck back here. This is level 20, so this is where, as we enter the 20s, we really enter into the first of the real kind of ships. And to many extents, especially because of changes I talked about in the last video, a lot of these ships are not going to be that much different in terms of armament, etc. Just a quick note, so 29 pounders, hull strength is 1200, which I think is strongest, and it makes sense. This is a bigger ship. All of those, the DRs are 4s and 3s and 2s. I get 22 knots out of this, but I do have a speed rig and a streamlined hull. But this is my pirate again, obviously. I better go attack this thing. This is a really sleek ship. I like the look of this a lot. I love the little bell right there. See the little bell? It'd be like 8 bells, the full watch, Captain. You know, they used to ring the bells for watches and whatnot. No, I can't say that pirates did too much, but it's just pretty cool seeing my pirates all lined up with 10 guns broadside here. Here's a pet peeve of mine. This thing, if you see up in the top left, it's got my name and what this ship is. It says it's a 24, and that's because Portolus and or Sony before them counted the swivel guns. But the swivel guns, as far as I know, were never counted in terms of, you know, whether a ship was a 34 or a 22 or a whatever. They were not counted at all because they're close combat guns. They aren't main guns. Similarly, I don't think like fore or aft guns were usually counted either, so it annoys me a little bit. This is a nice ship. It's a pretty powerful ship. You can get in this ship. Oh, look at that. What is that? What is that figurehead? The thing is in the way. I'm going to have to try to move it. Come around from over here. Looks like a dolphin or something. It's just a really nice ship. You could do worse than, say, one of these for 10 or 12 levels. Still is only a 9 pounder. That's unfortunate. That's another of the changes that happened. A lot of things that had been 12 pounders got reduced. I can't actually remember if this was once a 12 pounder. Look at them work. The other thing I noticed the other day when I was doing the other video, let's watch them fire. The cannon actually, here we go, watch. Let's watch this. The cannon actually go back from the recoil. Watch this. Look at that. That is spectacular detail. And then they reload and all that, and then they'll slowly start, pull, because these are all connected to like blocks and pulleys and things. See, now here they come out again. We've lost two on this side. That's unfortunate. Take that. Yeah, this will be over soon. Just a really nice ship. I like this one a lot. I mean, this whole thing is my favorite ship, so Pirates in the Burning Sea. But if I were to make a favorites, you know, unlimited to like 5 or 6 ships, this would be one of them. Just because it's, you know, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, they cheer. Yay! We did it. Okay, that's enough cheering. Don't give yourself a hernia out there. And half the crew are just like, oi, did you see that last episode of Orange is the New Black? Oh, mate, I did. Hold on, let me saw this. Okay, that's overdoing the whatevers. Oh, I gotta remember. Hold on. Yeah, I tend to forget this. He's got to, what is it? It's right here. Scavenge that. Oh, he's got a gold necklace now to go with his silver earrings. Awesome. Well, there you go. Level 20 Poseidon frigate. Sleek is low to the ground. Ground low to the water. It's got nice lines. It's got a strange prancing, like, pig type thing on the front. There's the figurehead. It's just a really, really nice looking ship. It's got an interesting, like, addition to the bowsprit here. This little sail. What is that? Look at that. It's got a little, I don't even know. I used to know what all the sails were called. But this little tiny thing up on the bowsprit is pretty interesting. It's just a really pretty ship. I like this one a lot. So there you go, Poseidon. Okay, now look at this thing. It looks enormous. I guess I don't have... Do I have cannonballs? No, that's alright. This, my friends, is the Cerberus frigate, level 25. So we've jumped 5 levels from the Poseidon. What are the differences? Well, it says 22 9-pounders. So there's only 2 more, 1 more each on it per side. It has 2 9-pound aft guns that fire out right through the bottom there by the rudder. And it has 2 9-pound foreguns, which are right there on the foredeck, basically. This is another really pretty ship. The hull and everything, I think the DR is a little higher. I think the Poseidon was a 4. This just starts with a 5. Yes, I know, I'm getting attacked. 1200. So this, you know, also is just a really, really pretty ship. This looks far more like one of the per se galleons, like, you know, the classic Spanish galleon that you think of, if you think of it at all. This looks more like it. This is big. I'm probably going to just sail away from them if I can. But, you know, first of all, overboard. It almost looks like this could be a double-decker because they could have possibly put another row of guns under there. There's a really nice... There's a bell again. Cool. There's a really nice separation of decks in here if we can get in it and see. Not too easily, but... You know, there you see the main gun deck going back aft here. This would be like the quarter deck, I suppose. This back here, oh, this is just a roof. That's not a deck. This is a really nice looking ship. You know, it's not that much more capable than the Poseidon, honestly. Look, I love these like little doors out to the very front. Look, oh, I thought that was a. Oh, there is someone standing there. What is he doing? He's like smoking weed or something, probably. And the figurehead is like a praying. A lot of these figureheads are a little indistinct. Cerberus was a mythical figure, I think, right? In like Greece. Cool how the anchor cables, the anchor's here, but the cable comes down through this hole that doesn't quite look like a hole. That's kind of a nice detail. It's just a really nice looking ship. I mean, what does it have? In terms of crew, it's a little more, I think, than the last one. I didn't pay that much attention. 145. It can haul a little bit, not that much, honestly. But at level 25, this is just a really nice ship to go into. I love the decoration back here. So what do we have? We have like little statue, little cherubs kind of. And then they're holding up on the top, they're holding some kind of coat of arms type decoration. Look at this little trim way at the very top here. That's totally unnecessary, but very cool, right in between these lanterns. I like that. It's an imposing looking ship. Pretty cool. I like the coloration. Of course I would, because I picked it. That's a nice thing. I don't know if... Did I show that in one of my other videos? I'll show it now. I have the whole color of that, but see, I could make it this. Save. I'm pretty sure I did. See, now it's just kind of a light blue. That's kind of pretty as well. And you can change, like I usually have the underside color, this kind of coppery color, because a lot of ships, maybe not so much at this era, had, you know, copper plating on their hulls to protect against, what were they? A bunch of like sea worms and stuff. It's just very pretty. Yep, I like it a lot. It's the Cerebus Frigate, level 25. Okay, now this pretty little ship is the Straslund Frigate. That's odd coloration, or it's the sun, I think. Now, the first thing you might notice here is that, okay, it's got a row of guns. Actually, that one looks empty at the aft there, but it has a second row of guns. Yes, so this has 29 pounders, which was just what the Poseidon had. 20, 10 aside, but it also has 8 6-pounders. And the 6-pounders are these little guns up here on the quarter deck, probably. Those are the 6-pounders. And then it's got 4 swivels. So this is the first ship we looked at that has even a semblance of a 2 tiers of guns. It has 2 aft guns, 9-pounders. You see them there coming out of the stern. And does it have 4s? It has no 4 guns. The hull here is stronger so far. So every level at this point, we're seeing better and stronger ships. That figurehead looks like the head part is squished by the bowsprit. It's kind of a lion, springing lion. That's sort of cool. I guess I better sail. This is another really pretty ship, if you ask me. No, let's put heavy round in there. I actually didn't have one of these. I mean, I did. I had one made that I had made, but I hadn't used. I should have done this in daylight where we could actually see it better, but Ah, now see, here's another guy up here just hanging out. What's he doing up there? You motherfucker, Agamemnon Bark, you think you can take me? Sorry, I try not to... Yeah, sorry. Okay, steady, let fly. That's a pretty nice little broadside, actually. Because we're firing 14 guns a side here as opposed to just 10. Now, they aren't all heavies, but it's got nice lines too, I think. It rises a little bit to the rear, which is, it's a really pretty ship again. It's got a pretty tall mast too, as you can see there. So if you go into the Poseidon at 20, 25, this is a nice ship. And it's just pretty. I mean, a lot of these are pretty, but... And I say that about most of these ships, and in different ways they all are pretty, but... I got gold earrings now, yay! But I mean, look at that. I mean, that's just a really nice looking ship. Are they all cheering now? They're just kind of standing there. Why is that? Oh, it's because he's my 44. He's like, we sunk a level 20 or whatever. That's no big deal. I'll claim my prize. You don't get much for that. You get like these commendations and whatnot. But there you have it. The Straslund frigate. The first ship we've seen that has any semblance of 2 decks. Obviously, later ships will have 2 decks and more. I'm trying, this is my 44 by the way, I'm trying to level him up so that at 45 I can, there is a ship, a 45 I want to show you. I would like to, I should probably try to just get him to 50 by the end of this series too, so I could show you some 50s, but just a pretty, really pretty ship. Nice lines, big cabin, good number of guns. You know, and you think of the weight you're throwing in any given broadside, it's pretty respectable at this point. How about crew? 165. See, that's an increase too. We haven't seen that many crew yet. Carries a tiny bit, 120-ish, but... Yep, that's a nice ship. Stralsund frigate, level 25. Sailing into the sunset. This will probably be the end of this episode, so this is Cobalt Z saying I hope you enjoy these, and I will talk to you later.